you produced the goods at the end. What did you make of your performance?
Good start. It was a bit scrappy after that. There was a few misses. The table wasn't the best either. I thought it was quite struggling for the first day. It wasn't very good. And yeah, pleased. Obviously, he's a dangerous player. Pleased to get through to the next round. He didn't play great. He didn't show what he can do. So just lucky to get through.
He's a dangerous player. We talked actually before you came out about your meeting in Northern Ireland where you were 3-0 up. He came back to 3-3. Did you think of that tonight when you were 3-0 up and then he came back or not?
Not really. I was in control again. You try not to dwell on things like that. But I know in the past he's beaten all the top players. He's beaten Ronnie and a handful of other top players. So he's always going to be dangerous. It's not a good first round draw. But the way I started good. Probably should have had another big break in the second frame. But just important to sort of put that match to one side now and just try and play a bit better next time.
There were key moments. You mentioned you got off to a good start. You knocked in a 1-3 to your 70th ton of the season. Then in frame 2, and you picked off long reds actually throughout the match, but you must be pleased with these kind of shots, obviously.
Yeah, it was a little bit unlucky he was to leave that. There was a gap to come back to bolt, but obviously I potted a good red, and then I think it was a good green after to sort of get in amongst the balls and give myself a chance. So when you're playing well, you've got a sort of one visit. If you're playing Neil Robertson or anyone like that at the moment, you've got a one visit from there. So still not sort of happy with how I played towards the end of the game, but it is the first round. You don't obviously want to peak in the first round.
You like that green into the middle?
Yeah, it's, I've always gone for my shots. That's the modern day game. That is an opportunity. Judd knows if he gets the green in the middle pocket, he expects to go on and win the frame from that because he's done the hard shot in the green and then all of a sudden he's got perfect position. Once that green goes in, he fancies clearing up.
It's funny, isn't it, as well, Ram? We saw, Judd producing the goods, and Judd was talking about how maybe the table wasn't working as he would have hoped tonight, reacting slightly differently. And then you see a red that Judd misses along the rail. I think it was frame 3. I mean, what do you put these down to when these don't go in?
Yeah, he literally just caught that knuckle there, and we've watched earlier Ding potted a few and it sort of rattled and still went in, so I thought that was still going to drop, but if you catch a knuckle, you expect to miss it, don't you?
You thought that was in, didn't you?
That should have gone in. The way they were chatting about it early on TV, one of the pockets is way bigger than the other pocket. So I missed the red in the last frame. The last red drop it in, I missed it, and that went in.
Yeah.
And I potted that, and that didn't go in. So something's not quite right. I don't know whether the pockets are the wrong size or was cut a little bit wrong, but there's something not quite right about those two pockets. One's playing too big, one's too small.
Okay, we'll get our best people on it. Just quickly, you're not in the shootout, is that right?
Yeah, it's not.
Why is that? You don't fancy it?
No, it's not my cup of tea. But me and Neil have not gone in it. We decided to have a battle in Gibraltar to see who can win it in that one. Try and let someone else win the shootout.
Okay, and ever so quickly as well, we were talking about how your game has changed since you won the Northern Ireland, not the last one, the one before. And then I was speaking to Django, of course, who looks after you, and he was saying it all changed when you had laser surgery in your eyes. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just I was able to practice after the laser surgery. Before I was sort of, I could play 30 minutes one day and my eyes, I couldn't see anything or they were blurry and stuff like that. So that definitely helped. That was probably the big change. And then obviously having my brother, and so it was sort of 2 or 3 things. It wasn't just sort of the brother coming down. It was sort of the eye surgery meant I could practice all day when I wanted and never be affected from stuff like that.
Okay, well listen, it looks fantastic from where I'm sitting. Well done, congratulations.
Cheers.
We'll see you in the next round. He's